What's up guys, Kuroo here, and today with a new video. So in this video I actually wanted to talk about the analysis for the current banner, which is a wind banner, and I think it was called the first breeze in New Year's or something like this. So yeah, also after this video I will probably release a video today in my new series, which I would call Worth It. Hopefully I won't get banned for this by BuzzFeed or something like this. So yeah, but for this video I wanted to talk about this banner which is currently out. So I think after a few days I have a pretty good grasp about how this banner actually is and if we should pull this banner and stuff like this. So first of all, it's a complete wind banner and they have the SS3 damage cancelling barrier, which parry or cancels 2 attacks instead of 1 from the old banner. So that's pretty cool, pretty interesting. That's some new stuff we didn't have, and it's a step up scout as always, so 200 memory damage for the first step and stuff like this. But yeah, let's see these characters. First up we have Leafa, realization of Big Wishes Leafa, and then we have Fortune comes in at the Merry Gate Kirito, Auspicious Blue Sky Silica, and New Year's Breeze Yuki. So 4 characters, Leafa and Kirito are combination partners. Leafa is a rod unit, Kirito a sword unit. Then we have Silica, which is a dagger unit, and Yuki, which is a sword unit. So yeah, combination partner gives them 10% bonus damage, and yeah, let's take a look at these characters. I know I already made like a first look at these characters, but I wanted to go a little more into detail in this kind of video. So attack speed for rod characters is pretty good, and the MP regeneration is also pretty good. And if you want to stack up combo skills and combo stacks, then rod characters always were pretty decent. About her skills, so SS1 refresh is actually not that common in the newer stronger rod characters anymore, but it's pretty decent because you can heal up your characters, which should be pretty good for like flickering events. Then we have like Tornado Fang, which is the usual SS2. I mean, it's okay, it's not my favorite SS3 ever, but I think none of you guys really care about SS1s and SS2s. I'm just going to mention them anyway. So SS3 is actually pretty interesting. Has a really high range, so you almost teleport from one end of the screen to the other, and it doesn't matter from which direction you stand, you always teleport behind the enemy, and then you do like this. I think it's a 7-hit combo. Let's take a look, and yeah, it's a 7-hit combo, and it's actually, I'm going to talk about the times of their SS3s and stuff like this in a little bit, but it's actually pretty good. It's not that slow actually, and the fact that you teleport behind the enemy is really strong, and then you get 2 barriers, which is even stronger in my opinion. The downside of this is that you push away these smaller units. I'm not exactly sure what you do with bigger units or with boss units, but I think you will also push them away a little bit. But overall, this one is also pretty good for flu clearing, I think, because it's kind of an AoE damage attack. But yeah, that's it about Leafa for now. Then we have Kirito. Kirito, usual SS sword unit attack speed. I feel like male sword units are always a little bit slower in their attack speed than female units for whatever reason. That's just how it feels personally to me, because not all sword units actually have the same attack speed, which is kind of interesting, I think. His SS1, Warper Strike, usual SS1, I think nobody cares about this, and Vertical Arc, I don't really like it. It's kind of slow and looks clumsy and unfinished. So his SS3 is, in my opinion, pretty interesting. So you also have a pretty high range SS3, and you can dash diagonally or in a straight line. And I don't know, if you're standing exactly under him, then yeah, you still hit him. That's pretty good. But then it's only a 2-hit combo, so that's kind of the downside. So the first part of his hit is like when he creates the mask, and the other one is when he slashes through the enemy. Usually it's a 5-hit combo, which some people may say, wow, Kuroo, you're so stupid, he only does like 5 hits in his attack. But you need to see it, and this way his SS3 is really fast. And also it's a dashing SS3, so you can cover quite the range, which is an upside and a downside in my opinion. And also his burst damage is, or his DPS is really high. But we're going into detail about this kind of stuff in a little bit. So yeah, that's it about Kirito actually. We can take a look at the combination skills. So Kirito into Leafa would look like this, but then you will push away the enemy. You can actually then switch back to Kirito and go back into it, like this. But it's actually better if you start with Leafa in my opinion. Because of two reasons. First up, Leafa's SS3 speed will increase because of the combination skill. And then you will also push back the enemy and then be right at the side of the enemy, so you won't travel all the distance away. If, for example, I start with Kuroo and use this SS3 here, you will fly back quite a bit. So, as you can see, I'm almost at the end of the screen, and then you need to walk back all the distance, which is kind of annoying. If you start like with Leafa and get behind the enemy, then you will only have a little bit of distance to cover and almost sometimes none. It depends on where the enemy currently is, so that's kind of one of the reasons why you want to start with Leafa. And the other one is because then her combination skill is a little bit faster than if you start with Kuroo and then go into Leafa, but it's still pretty fast. But yeah, let's talk about Celica. Celica, the usual lowly unit we have, and her SS1 Swift Trick. I like Swift Trick somehow, and Thrustfall. I don't like Thrustfall. I just don't like it. And her SS3 is called Aerial Pine. It's I don't know what to say about it. It's kind of like the Anniversary Leafas. It's a little bit faster in my opinion. The problem is you need to stand exactly in front of the enemy to do it, and I'm not really sure if it's worth it. And I think it was an 8-hit combo. We can take a look. 8-hit combo, then it should be... Yep, it's an 8-hit combo. Honestly, it's not that fast, but it's also not that slow. But the problem is you won't cover any distance at all, and you need to be directly in front of the enemy. I mean, you can dodge a lot of things with jumping up that high. I think you can dodge like almost every undodgeable attacks, but then on the other side these characters already have like 2 barriers. So not really sure why you want to dodge even more. Maybe you can dodge some undodgeable attacks or attacks like the explosion from the bird boss, but I actually don't think that you can dodge those. Yeah, that's it about Celica actually. And what's the next character? Yuki. Yeah, Yuki. She just feels a little bit faster without attacks. I don't know why. I feel like female units always are a little bit faster. And her SS1 and SS2 are actually... Oh, I think... yeah, her SS2 is vertical square instead of vertical arc. I like it a little bit more, but nobody really cares about this, right? So yeah, her SS3, Blooming Sword. It's actually, again, a teleportation SS3. So you can cover quite the distance with it, which is pretty good. And you can, this time, I think you can exactly do it from anywhere you want. Should be an 8-hit combo, if I'm right. Okay, it's a 7-hit combo, I was wrong. And yeah, you can do it from any spot, and you will teleport behind the enemy, which is always a good thing, and you will get 2 shields. So I think for combination skills, I'm not sure. I would say you want to start with Yuki and then go into Celica, but both ways are available. So for example, at the start of a fight, you can just go with start with her SS3 and go into Yuki, into Celica's, which is a pretty good start. So for both of these, if you have like, for example, all 4 characters, then the perfect start would be like to start with one of those teleportation units and then go into a melee ranged unit. Then you can attack for a few times, you will do some stuff, then you just switch them and keep going like this. So, for now, out of these units, which one would I think is the best and why? So personally, I think Kuroo is the best just because of his fast SS3, but on the other side, as I already said, his travel route for his SS3 is quite far. But if you use him as a starting unit and then switch into another unit, I think he should be pretty decent, pretty strong unit. And all of these units have pretty high DPS. I think maybe we should first take a look at this. Yep. Okay, what was this banner called again? Okay, didn't want to go to the boss. This banner was called... Can I just go with New Year's banner? New Year's. Okay. Breeze. I think Breeze is like... Yep. Okay. That's just like the usual DPS. Maybe we should go for 5 stars. So as you can see, for our damage stats, Leafa would be at number 1. I don't know if you guys can exactly see it. So her skill duration is actually 2.25 seconds, which is pretty long for an SS3. But the interesting stuff is her combination time, which is 0.95 seconds, which is really fast. So like in the other banner with like Xenon, from the New Year Xenon, she had like also a pretty slow skill duration. But if you have combined her with another character, then her skill was really fast. So that's really strong. So I think this Leaver is a really strong unit, just because you have this fast skill combination and this high burst damage, which is, yeah, I think for all wind units right now she has like the highest burst damage SS3, which is really strong. So let's take a look at Silica's. Silica's SS3 duration is actually 1.9 seconds. It's not that bad. 1.9 seconds. Let's take a look at Yuki's. Yuki's is 1.95, but she has this teleportation. And lastly, Kirito. Kirito has like the lowest SS3 damage, but he should have the highest what's it called, DPS. So his skill duration in the normal state is 1.78. So he would be the strongest just if you use their move out of these characters. But his combination speed is 1.01. Yuki's is 1.23 and Silica's is 1.08. So I will focus a little bit more on ranking events, just because I think it's a little bit more interesting on whether you should scout this banner or not. Because for flu clearing events, most of the time you want to have these hyper tanks, just because you can do more stuff with them. I mean, they're also pretty good for flu clearing events, just because they have 2 shields. But yeah, I think damage-wise these characters are really good. So yeah, Kirito has the highest normal speed of his SS3, so if you have him and none of these other characters, you should still do pretty good, because you can combine him with pretty much anything and still have a pretty fast SS3. If you have like Leaver and Kirito, or you want to go for more than one character, then Leaver will be definitely number 1. So if I would need to rank these characters, if you only have like one choice of getting a character, then I definitely would say Kirito is really good. Then I would say if you scout like more than one character, or you get more than one character, because we all know the scouting rates are pretty much rigged, or it feels like this, then Leaver will be definitely the strongest unit. I think Leaver is right now the strongest wind unit. We can take a quick look. If we change it into... Okay, yeah. Leaver has the highest SS3 damage, followed by Lisbeth from the Sports Banner. So the Sports Banner units are actually also pretty strong. So yeah, if you have like the Sports Banner units, then in that case I would say you should wait instead of scouting this new banner. I mean, it's a pretty strong wind banner right now with 2 shields. That's pretty interesting. You can do a lot of good stuff with them. The problem is, I don't know when we're going to have a new wind ranking event. I think it will take quite some time. The next ranking event will be an Earth Elemental ranking event. Then I think sometime later we will have like the anniversary banner, which will maybe be a neutral banner again. Who knows? It's just what I think. And maybe there will be a power creep again. Maybe we're going to get 6-star characters and stuff like this. And after this, if there's a wind ranking, then they will bring out another wind banner again, which will most likely be better than this. Yeah, most likely. I think like around 95%, or at least for the next ranking event. So to be honest, if you already have like 1 or 2 wind units from the Sports Banner, or the mate characters were also pretty stable. If I have like something like this, then to be honest I would stay away from this banner. I mean, I think this banner is pretty cool just design wise, and from the raw damage they are really strong. But even I'm not pulling because I don't have any memory diamonds, which kinds of make me sad. And I want to wait for the ranking event and then decide. So this banner also stays out till I think the 22nd of January. So if you really want to scout them, you still have a little bit of time, but I will highly suggest you to wait for now. And yeah, because the next banner will definitely be stronger for at least the ranking event. And for flu clearing, I don't think that... Yeah, I think they will bring out like flu clearing units or stuff like this, or the shield units for the flu clearing event. So this banner actually doesn't make that much sense. It's more like a bait banner. yeah, unless you really want these characters. I mean, Diva looks, yeah, you guys know it. She has like 2 good arguments to scout this banner, but nonetheless, I would stay away from this banner for now. But of course, let's switch back from this view. I mean, if you want to see more detailed stats, you can just look at it yourself. I will leave the link for this calculator down in the description below. As always, it's from Red Sounds. His stuff is pretty legit. All he does here, all the stats and stuff like this are pretty much what you will, or what you can definitely expect how the banner is. Pretty interesting. If you have the time, I definitely suggest you to check it out. But yeah, I already scouted like the rate up for this banner. So the rate up is only 125 memory diamonds, and you have 2 rate ups. Then yeah, I would suggest you to just scout these rate ups, and if you get one of those characters, good. If you don't get them, then you have hacking crystals, like I always do. Getting like 11 hacking crystals feels bad, man. But yeah, what I wanted to say is these step up banners, there's a problem with how many memory diamonds you want to actually spend them then. Like if you go for step 1, then I would definitely just do, yeah, if you plan on only doing step 1, then I would definitely just wait and do the 2 rate ups, which is in my opinion way worth more than this, because the rates are the same. If you decide to go to step 3, the problem is with these banners, I don't think step 3 is really good deal. 1.5 the chance. Most of the time I don't get anything at all from there. So if you want to go to step 5, then it's definitely the most worth it, but it costs you 1150 memory diamonds, so I would also stay away from this. So this banner, in my opinion, not worth it. Don't scout on that, but that's just my personal opinion. Who am I to say what you to do? And yeah, tell me what you guys think about this banner down in the comments below. I hope this can help a few of you who wanted to decide whether to scout this or not. And hopefully I will see you in the next one. So if you like this video, then please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as this helps me out a lot. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.